All right, The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. Um, this is a very, very maligned film, to say the least. People hate it. And I am here to say what will probably get me canceled off of YouTube. But I like this much more than the first one.
Me too.
I don't like the first one much at all. We talked about it in the other video if you want to see my reasoning. I just find everything about it to just, I don't know, there's just nothing all that great about it for me.
Yeah.
And Beast is like my favorite part by far.
Beast is my favorite part, absolutely.
Right? And like, they once again in this film, they took the one thing over from that and they put it in here. Mm-hmm. And Beast, spoilers for the film. Beast is in here again.
Yes.
And he is a hero once again.
Yes, he is.
He kills the same guy, Pluto, once again.
Yes, but this time for real.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know, actually. Might be back.
But, yeah, okay, number one, the quality of the film is so much higher.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Is it like a great film? No. No, it's a pretty stupid film. But I was way more entertained by this movie.
Me too. I like the dynamic of all the, friends in the beginning. And, getting to know all of them. I thought that they were much more, charismatic than the family.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the family or anything, but I don't know. I liked their dynamic much more in this.
Yeah. And the main girl, so we have a girl here who is blind.
Yeah.
And I wanted so desperately for the tagline of this film to be, "The hills have eyes, but she doesn't." I wanted that so bad. I was watching it, I started laughing my ass off when I thought of that. I was like, so you looked at the title for The Hills Have Eyes and you're like, what if someone didn't?
What if someone didn't, but they were in the hills?
Let's write that. Yeah. Now, supposedly, Wes Craven hates this movie.
Oh, wow.
And somebody told me in the comments that he only made it to pay for his divorce.
Oh, wow.
Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But it's better than the first one for me.
Yeah.
And I know that's blasphemy for some people, but I don't give a shit. I've said that about Bud the Chud.
Sure.
I've said that about Pet Sematary 2. I've said that about, I'm a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, yeah.
Which I adore. And, freaking Blair Witch 2.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have a lot of part 2s that people think are number 2.
Right. But some of those other ones, you don't necessarily like them more than the original.
All of those I like more than the original.
You like the Blair Witch 2 more than the original?
Yes.
Okay. Never mind then. Yeah, I just like this more than the first one.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. It's not even close. It's not even close for me. This one's actually entertaining.
Yeah,
this one has characters that I actually like and am rooting for outside of Beast. This one just has more fun going on in it. It's bigger. Mm-hmm. It's more ridiculous. Mm-hmm. There's just funnier things in it. I don't know, the first one, this one feels like a silly 80s movie.
Yeah.
The first one, yes, it has the grindhouse B-movie feel to it, but everything that happens in it, I don't know. There's nothing I'm not having fun watching. I'm not laughing at how ridiculous or stupid or whatever it is. It's just kind of there. Mm-hmm. And I just found myself to be bored like I was every time I've watched the movie. But with this one, there's things that are happening. They're so ludicrous. I'm laughing out loud. I'm having a good time. So I don't know. Maybe the first one is better in some regards for people, but to me, it's the absolute ridiculousness of this movie that makes it way more entertaining.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it feels much more like a campy 80s film, which is what we love, or what I love.
And the first one's not an 80s film, right? It's a 70s film. It's supposed to have that like grindhouse feel to it. But
yeah.
And I love those kinds of movies, but that one just doesn't do anything for me. And this will go into that category yet again of another franchise where I like the sequel more than the original, and people will be like, "You're an insane person," because the first one has like a 6.2 on IMDb, and this one has a 3.7.
Just so low.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
3.7, but and what's funny though, the main criticism of this film that I hear 100% of the time, and I literally do mean 100% of the time, is the exact same thing. And it is Beast has a flashback.
That's literally my favorite part.
It's great. I don't see the point. I don't see the big rub. In a movie this ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's perfect though, because he is a character.
He's the main character from the last freaking movie.
Yeah, exactly. What's his face doesn't even come along. The surviving son.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even come.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby doesn't journey into the desert again. So it's like we have Beast.
And at least we see him. We don't even see the sister that survives.
That's true. Yeah. And then
right?
Ruby.
Or the other dude.
Right.
The dad.
The dad.
Well, like the dad of the daughter who Ruby saves.
Right. Yeah.
So there's 4 of them survive plus the dog.
Yes.
And we only see Bobby.
I love that Beast has a flashback. I thought that was so cool.
It's cool because it's unique. A, yes. B, he's a main character, and C, he has total driving force to give him more motivation to because you have to have this kind of stuff where if you haven't seen the first movie, they're doing this kind of little flashbacks. Are they necessary? No, but that's what they're there for, and it's not so egregious Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. There's definitely a lot of it here. I'd say 10 minutes altogether, but it's not 45 minutes like some movies, or Boogeyman 2, where it's I think Return of the Boogeyman or Boogeyman, the third Boogeyman's 90% footage from the first movie. Wow. And Boogeyman 2 is 75% footage from the first film. So it's just that franchise is hilarious. It's you get the first movie and then you get maybe 15 extra minutes or 2 extra sequels. Wow. It's wild stuff.
That's really crazy.
But so how that's even considered a sequel is fucking insane to me. But this one isn't that bad. This one's maybe 10 minutes altogether. And it gives him this motivation. Once again, you killed Beauty. I tried to get rid of you before. Mm-hmm. And he sees him again, and there is this kind of he remembers him. Would that scene work for you guys better if it was Pluto having the flashback? Let's say he sees Beast and he has the flashback, as opposed to Beast having the flashback. That would work better for you because what? You don't think dogs have memory?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe people just find it silly.
It is silly technically, but I don't care.
We don't really know how dogs' memories would go. I
can tell you this 100%. My mom had a dog. She bought, and I was really pissed off at her for buying it because she had no business buying it. Long story, doesn't matter. Trust me. And I got mad at my mom when he came out. I was probably in my, I was late teens, and the dog came out, and after I told her explicitly multiple times, and trust me, my mom is not the fucking parent in the house, so absolutely I needed to tell her, what the fuck did you do? You're so irresponsible. And I yelled at her, and the dog cowered in the corner because of that. Mm-hmm. It was my first meeting of this dog ever, right? From that moment on, anytime I came around, that dog was instantly cowering in the corner the second it heard my voice. Yeah. I left my mom's house. I didn't see her for years. Years. I walked into the house. This dog came around the corner. She looked at me and she was she kind of gave me a little do I know you? And I was hi. I tried to be super sweet. I was like, hi. And as soon as she heard my voice, she's like, and she like ran and cowered in the corner.
Aww.
Just like she always used to. So if you don't think fucking dogs have memory,
they do.
100,000%
She had
they
a
do.
flashback to you yelling. She was just
Maybe.
like beast style.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how their fucking memories work. So I don't see the scene as ridiculous as people always seem to make it out to be.
No,
like yes, it's funny. A dog has a flashback, and I get it. It's funny.
Yeah, it is
but
funny.
It's
it's
not
great.
that ridiculous.
No, but it's wonderful because it is funny.
I think it's because typically when we see a dog having a flashback in a movie, it's in a comedy.
Oh,
right? It's
sure.
it's played for jokes.
Yeah.
Right? But like dogs remember. I'm telling you.
Sure.
I know they do.
And Beast is like smart. Beast
He
is like
is
a really
smart.
smart dog.
He is smart.
So
and he's a great character of
He
this
is.
franchise. So giving him a character moment, he can't talk. Right? He can't be
Right.
like, oh, that son of a bitch.
he's not
He
Scooby-Doo.
killed my girlfriend, my
Yeah.
wife, whatever. No, he's
Girlfriend, my
not Scooby-Doo.
wife.
So I'm going to defend it. I'm going to defend it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Moving on. We get a ripoff of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre opening. I mean, it is just not even trying. It's 100%. Then we get Harry Manfredini, who actually does the score for this film. And he was just like, hey guys, I'm a little tired today. Do you mind if I just bring in my Friday the 13th music and you guys can like adjust it a little bit? And they're like, okay. I mean, we ripped off Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the opening.
Might as well do Friday too.
We might as well.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Why not?
not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. There is music in this that is straight ripped right out of Friday the 13th. He's not even trying.
Not even a little bit.
It's like, oh, okay, this is the Friday the 13th music. That's cool. Whatever. I like that the guy comes in the house, and it's Rick from Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. As soon as I saw him, I was like, hey, that's the dude from freaking Friday 7. Or Nick, not Rick. I'm sorry.
Nick.
Yeah, whatever. Nick. But Nick comes in. I don't know what his name is in this movie. I didn't write anyone's names down for this one. I wrote like everybody's name down for Deadly Blessing. I had like fucking 10 names written down.
Oh.
But for this one, I had none. Zero.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody's name.
Except for Pluto.
And Beast. Those
Yeah.
were the two.
And Ruby goes by
I guess
like...
it's Ruby and Rachel.
Rachel,
I remember
that's
her
right.
too.
Yeah, she changes her name. So anyway, we get him trying to scare his girlfriend. She's blind. He comes into the bed. Then he goes to get like a thing of water he's going to pour on her because like scaring her while she's asleep is just not good enough for him. But when he comes back into the room, she's like straight up Rutger Hauer, freaking blind fury. She can just, she knows her surroundings and she scares him instead. Which I like because we get so many of these like friend scare fake out things and the fact that he comes back for her and she's missing and it's like what, and she scares him. I dug it. It's kind of a little bit different. It's the same shit but a little different.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought it was a nice little difference to include in that trope.
We see Bobby. This movie's about 7 years later. They say it's 8 years later in the film, but then I read something on Wikipedia and it said it was 7 years later. I think they're just going off the title because I swear in the film they outright say 8 years. I like on the bus when they go to pick up Beast, they have like a special door for Beast. They like push it down. I'm sure that wasn't made for Beast, but that's what they use it for.
And they show up and they're all cheering.
Yep. And that pisses the woman off who was watching him. I think he's at the Pound.
I don't know.
That's what it says on Wikipedia, that he was at the Pound.
Why would he be at the Pound and they like come to pick him up? I think he was at some kind of kennel.
Dogs only survive at the Pound for like a week.
That's why I think he was at like a kennel.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So whoever wrote the Wikipedia is full of shit.
Yeah.
And we get the whole reasoning for why these guys get killed and end up going down the same road that Ruby would never let them go down in a million years is because of daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Daylight savings time is quite the bitch for them.
Yeah.
They are going to be an hour late if they don't take this shortcut, which Ruby should know better. It should be a completely new group of people. You know, this should be Jeepers Creepers 2, the bus full of kids. This is a bus full of, competitive dirt bikers, right? They've entered this race. Bobby and Ruby have, in the last 7 years, like, invented like rocket fuel for motorcycles.
Yeah, for dirt bikes.
So that they can, now they own, manage this race bike team. I mean, I don't know where the hell Wes Craven came up with this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. The new fuel thing was weird. I was like, all right, whatever. That's their thing.
It's such a weird inclusion because
specific.
There's nothing in this film that uses that as a thing. They use the fuel to kill the Reaper.
Right.
But it could just be gasoline.
Yeah.
There's no difference. It burns like gasoline. It blows up like gasoline. They don't use it for any reason. So why can't Bobby and Ruby have just, been the managers of a biker team? Like, why is the rocket fuel thing even in here?
I have no clue.
It's supposed to show that he has a brain and success and he's done something.
I guess.
Since I don't really understand the inclusion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. We get Sherry Palmer in here from 24. Anybody who watched 24 knows what a bitch that woman is. Not the actress. She's lovely. But the character of Sherry Palmer was like the original Joffrey from Game of Thrones to me. She's the character you want to strangle, murder, annihilate, eviscerate, incinerate any eights. Any eights. God, she is the most insufferable character. Great performance. And in this movie, we actually get to see her topless, which I've told Kayleigh before in the past, one of the rarest things you see in like these movies that we watch is black women naked. Like, for some reason, it's always like white women 99% of the time, and then like other races need not apply. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Now, the nudity in this movie is pretty lame. Like, Sherry Palmer, I don't know what her name in the movie is, and I don't know what the actress's name is. She's just Sherry Palmer to me anytime I see her. But, like, she comes to the bus door, but she's kind of still in, like, shadow, and she's black. So it's this is a really clean copy, right? So, like, you can see them, right? They're nice. You can see them. It's, like, fine, but it's, like, you're going to commit to the nudity, like, come into the light a little bit. Like, she's in like the bus like behind and there's shadow on her. Then in addition to that, they find a shower in the middle of nowhere for some god. Who the hell knows? Why would that shower even be there?
No.
It's crazy to me. But it's literally there. Like, this is completely a plot device, a convenience in the film to show titties. Right? Literally the only point of a shower scene like that, because she doesn't get attacked while she's taking the shower or anything, right? She's just there to be like, oh, there's a shower in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
Let me take off my clothes and show my tits. They do this. They set up this whole thing, and all we get is literally the side of one boob. She just turns, and we see it like this. So you see kind of like this, and I'm like, what's the point of this scene? Why did you have this shower sequence for literally no other reason than to show tits, to then show one side of her tit?
Maybe she decided she didn't want to.
Okay, but then edit out that scene.
Yeah.
I just, it's baffling to me that to put a shower, I mean, it's clearly there for nudity. There's literally no other reason to do it.
I'm sorry you didn't get your shower nudity in this movie.
I just don't. I'm baffled by these scenes when they happen in movies. I'm just like, why is it included? What's the point? I've mentioned this on the channel 100 times. There are so many slashers I've watched, or horror movies I've watched, like B-rated horror movies, where they put a girl in a shower. There's no stalking element to it. There's no like guy outside the door looking in, POV, where you're like, oh, she's vulnerable. They literally just have her get in a shower. You see her shower. She kind of like runs the water through her hair. And then the next scene is her like drying off in the bedroom. And you're like, what? And then the next like 2 seconds later, she's like in the kitchen eating with dry hair. And you're like,
it's subverting your expectations.
it's filler.
For
It's
nudity.
literally nothing. I do have to agree with you though. I do have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of those are instances of girls backing out. But in those videos, I've also stated, then why have those scenes in the film? Minutes to the runtime.
Sure.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like the movie needs to be at least 80 minutes. So they're like, you got to keep it in, even though it's completely
viewers
pointless.
are also kind of like conditioned to think of the shower scene as a place where they could get attacked and be vulnerable. So I think throwing it in and having nothing happen just
But
kind of
music
throws you off.
cue, like anything to make it seem like maybe they could get attacked.
Yeah.
Nothing is weird to me,
Yeah.
right? You can change the music.
Sure. Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
matter. Moving on. All right. You know how I am about my boobies. We get another line about human French fries, which is a callback to the original. I love how the road in front of them is completely clear. And then the literal next shot is them driving over rocks this fucking big. And
Yes.
one of them seems to like fall out of the bottom of the bus and
Yes.
starts rolling around under there. And I'm like,
It's a huge boulder.
where the hell did all these rocks come from in 1 second?
They just materialize.
It made me laugh so hard. The whole bus thing, like when he patches it up with gum, and then they like drive it one more foot,
Yeah.
and then I don't even think they drive it from there. But the other guy tries to chase his girlfriend, Sherry Palmer, and he gets in it and he drives it like 2 feet,
Yeah.
and then he just jumps out and they die. And I'm like, what was the point of even fixing the tank?
I don't know.
Maybe with the hope that you were going to find gas, but there was never ever any hope. I don't know. There's so many weird choices in this movie, but I still enjoyed it because it's ridiculous. That's why we get 2 friend fake outs in a row, which was super lame. We see a scene where Beast is barking, but he's clearly not barking.
Mm-hmm.
He barks a little, then the barking continues, and he's clearly just sitting there like, and it's like, and you're like, I thought there was another dog in the scene.
Yeah,
I thought that's what they were listening for. I was like, oh, there must be another dog in there because Beast is clearly not barking, but they were adding all this barking when they had like not a close-up shot on him, but he was like fully in frame, fully in view, not barking for like 2 full seconds as the barking continued.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, who's barking? I don't understand. Is like one of the guys outside barking?
He's a ventriloquist dog.
Ah, he can
That's
throw his
why.
barks.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to know how the blind girl was able to make that label. She can make the label, I believe that. She can feel the letters, whatever. But how she put it on his helmet, perfectly straight, right above his little symbol and whatever on the back of his head, it like went directly centered with that thing, and she popped it on right, completely level.
She's just lucky.
She's just that good.
Just, yep.
That made me laugh. That made me laugh quite a bit. I was like, wow, she's better at that than most people with sight would be. That's incredible. Good for her. Pluto lives by having his throat ripped up. I don't know, maybe like, you know, the whole mutated genes
Sure.
make him heal like Wolverine.
Faster, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't need that much blood.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's one of his superpowers that he got from gamma radiation or whatever the hell it was. I think Kaylee and I have decided that at least for the first like 5 or so films of Wes Craven's career, he, like George Lucas on Star Wars, was like, I have a no bra rule.
Oh yeah.
No one is allowed to wear a bra.
Yeah.
There's not a single chick that has a bra in any of these movies.
I know. I think the mom
Maybe
in
that's just
Last
the
House on the Left had a
style
bra. Yeah, I do think some of it's style.
of the
for
time.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
there's nothing wrong with it.
no.
Girls wear no bra all the time, even this time. But I've noticed it on like every single chick. I'm like, is there seriously no bras in this entire thing? But I think the reason I noticed it is because of the amount of focus they put on his first movie, Last House on the Left, and there's like this couple-minute long conversation about not wearing a bra,
Right.
and then from there I've just like noticed no one has worn a bra since.
Yeah, he's got a theme.
He's got a theme, and another theme is dogs, and the dogs always know.
That's right.
We're watching Chiller right now, and the dog
The
knew.
dog knew.
The dog knew. All right. Of course, even though Ruby has been out there before, she lived there, she knows this area, all that stuff. Why she let him go, who fuck knows? But she tells him, like, I was attacked. She was full on attacked by Pluto, and he runs off, and then no one believes her. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. The girl who lived out there,
Yeah, I feel like they would.
I mean, I know they don't know that, but she tells them, and they're like, you're crazy. Another theme Craven has, tarantulas.
Yeah, he likes tarantulas. He likes putting them out in the desert,
A lot of tarantulas.
putting them in people's mouths.
Yep. He really, really likes it. How the hell Pluto knows how to ride a motorcycle is completely beyond me.
Yeah. Maybe he's stolen one before.
Maybe someone around here gave him lessons.
Alright, Loomis.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It was an alright
That was an alright Loomis.
Yeah.
That was good Loomis.
But this one's better. No! No! That's the best Loomis impression you'll ever hear. Ending of Halloween 4. That is the best. I'm telling you. That is spot on. Like, if you got one of those machines, I could tell, like, you can see the lines. They'd be like,
You'd be, like,
perfect
lined
match.
up.
They would be like, oh my god, Donald Pleasance is back from the dead.
Donald Pleasance is alive.
Yep. He's alive and on Sinister Cinema Reviews.
What?
Yep. Anyway, we get a little bike chase in here.
Yeah.
We get a clothesline stunt that was pretty gnarly. We get a guy getting crushed like a boulder, like he's freaking Wile E. Coyote. We get a joke in here about how French eat frog, and it's one leg over the other. They're eating the frog's pussy, or
we couldn't figure that out. Maybe that's what that means.
I have no clue. No clue what that joke meant at all. So if anyone wants to explain it to us, dummies. Yeah. I like how, I think it's Ruby punches one of the dudes. I think it's the black dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's like upset, and she has him on the ground, and she like full on slugs him in the face.
Yeah, and he like doesn't.
And he like
care.
immediately is just like, it's kind of like, he's slapping hysterical women in movies back in like the 50s. If you do that, they're always like, oh, okay, I'm back. Like she just
Instead
decks this guy in the
punch
face,
hysterical
and then he
men.
kind of just immediately like goes blank, and he's like, okay, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's just how you get men
No
to not be
reaction.
hysterical. You punch him.
No reaction
No.
at all. Just gets completely hit, and he's just like, so okay, what's happening now?
Maybe it didn't hurt very bad.
I mean,
He was like, "Did you even hit me?"
She hasn't lived out in that area in a long, long time. It's not the blind chick. No, it's
no,
Ruby.
it's not. It's Ruby.
Okay. And let's see. Yeah. I don't know what the plan is about killing the black dude from the bus, but like when he comes out, the Reaper like lays the weapon down in front of him and then grabs him and pulls him under the bus. Like, he's just like taunting him.
Yeah,
like,
he's
look,
like, ha, I got you.
look, I have a weapon. And now I'm going to grab you. This is such a weird plan.
Mental
He goes
torture.
under the... Why even go under the bus?
To be sneaky.
If you got a big knife, just rush him.
I don't know.
I get it. It's for scares, right? It's a scare
scares.
setup.
Yes.
I know. This is a horror movie. I've seen them
Yeah.
before.
Oh.
But I'm always trying to think of the logic behind it, and I can't ever come up with it. It's just there for scares. Why would the killer hide under the bed? Just
For
run right
scares.
at him and kill him. And I like that. That Pluto is afraid of Beast and like is actively running from him and like mocks him. Michael Berryman is really funny in this, where he's like across the thing and he's yelling at him and he's calling him all these names. And we also see that he's wearing a hearing aid in this,
Right.
which
So he can like
is
hear...
that his damage that he got from Beast? Or are they trying to say like?
No, I don't think so. He was just kind of like, I can hear farther with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where did he get that? Just one of the
From somebody.
random people he killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You make me start yawning.
And then Ruby dies by getting her head hit on a rock.
Yeah.
We just thought she was going to get knocked out, and then I was like, that's a lot of blood.
There's a
And
lot
then we
of
never
blood.
saw her again.
And she was dead.
And according to Wikipedia, which is full of shit, which we already gathered, that's how she died. Because we
We
had
had
to go
no
back. I
idea.
was like, wait, what happened to Ruby again?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, she hit her head. What happened then? And it was just like nothing. And I'm like, oh, that killed her. I mean, it would.
It would. With
If
how
you hit
much
your head
blood-
like that and she bled that much and no one found her, 100% she'd bleed to death. For sure.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just a weird death. It's not a death you get very often,
Right.
right? She just kind of hits her head and then some blood like starts to come out of it a little bit and then they cut away because she's like the main character from the last movie.
Yeah, I thought
And
she
it's
was
just a
gonna
very like basic death.
Yes, exactly. I thought
Yeah.
she was gonna have a more intense death scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, especially like a personal death.
Sure, like Pluto
Because
kills her.
because she betrayed them. She's
Yeah.
a traitor,
Exactly.
right? And all that happens, she just falls down and hits her head, and she's dead, and we just never even see her again.
Yeah. Just easy peasy.
That's a weird death.
Very mundane.
It's almost like they shot it last minute, like
Oh yeah, we gotta kill her.
she's like, I want off. I'm not. And why is Ruby so much older?
I don't know.
Like, would the original actress not come back? And if she wouldn't, could you get someone? Because Ruby looks like she's like 20 something in the first movie. This chick looks like she's 45.
I thought it was the same actress, so I don't know.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
If that's the same actress, what?
Yeah, I thought
We'll
it
have to
was-
look this up. There's no way that's the same actress.
I probably am wrong.
Oh my god.
I just
Now
like
you have me
assume.
wondering. There's no way.
I think her makeup and hair makes her look older for
I
sure.
mean, that's definitely possible because in the 80s, women just had some look to them where, yeah, it's weird because the teenagers looked really young and then the adults looked really old,
Yeah.
right? As to where nowadays it's flipped around. The teenagers are the one that have all the makeup and everything. And so you see like a 15-year-old girl and she looks 25, and then you got the like 30-something-year-old who, because of all the makeup and everything, they now have a way to make themselves look older, and they have the way to make themselves look younger. So the 30-something-year-old can look like she's 25 now, and the 15-year-old can look 25.
Yay, makeup.
Right? It's interesting. It's completely flipped. The 80s, when you look at pictures, the kids look like children.
Yeah, they do. They
Right?
really do.
And then the adults look, the glasses and the hair and everything
Like-
makes them look 40.
Yeah,
when
like,
they're
I'm
20.
only 30 and they look 60.
Look at the parents in friggin' Poltergeist or
Oh
something.
my god.
Who are younger than me and look like they're my parents.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's really funny.
So and yeah, Beast is the hero once again. Yay, Beast! I would have been so pissed if they killed Beast.
Oh my god, I would have been so angry.
And then the most ridiculous part of the movie by far is all of the final act with the blind chick.
Yeah.
And her like being able to navigate these like corridors and the tunnels, and then that whole thing, her going down the ladder and over here and tricking them and where to be, all that crap is ridiculous.
And everything.
Her getting on the rope and coming
Yeah.
up, all that shit is asinine. How
It's
could she
so
do that?
Silly.
But then the plan that they have to kill the dude, which is the exact same plan they had to kill Jupiter,
Yes.
is the exact same plan
Yeah.
that they have now to kill the Reaper.
Reaper.
Which is, it's a little different, I guess, but it's still gas
similar.
inside a vehicle,
Yeah,
right? So they're just gonna blow him up in there, and his plan is to send the blind girl off running to then find this engine that's in a mine cart,
Yeah.
right? And she has to like run through past him,
Yep.
right? So that she can push this thing and pull him out
Yeah.
as the fire is burning around. So she has to run past the guy without being able to see him, find this mine cart right in front of the mine shaft, find it and push it into there. So, which I don't even know if she'd be strong enough to do. He probably wouldn't even know that. So she probably doesn't have the strength. She's blind, doesn't know where the hell the thing is, and it would be impossible for her to find once she like ran past. She had to run past the guy. Everything about this plan
Makes no sense.
is pure bullshit. And then the plan is to be yanked through the fire, but then he goes through the fire really quick, but the beast who's like impervious to everything, he can't just run through the fire right after him. Like as soon as the guy goes like turtle sledding through there,
Right, you just walk through.
why doesn't he just then run right after
Yeah.
him? No, he just like
Just
runs
run.
into the bus
Yeah,
and blows himself up. What?
not that smart.
No, he's not that smart.
That's why.
That's true. That's true. But that guy doesn't take me as someone who would be afraid to run through the fire.
No, yeah, I think he would be dumb enough to do that.
Because he even comes out of the fire after blown up and runs at them and they knock him down the mine shaft.
Yeah,
Right?
so he could have.
So
Wow.
dumb. So
The
dumb.
ending was really,
But
really dumb.
really funny. And I had a good time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah. That's that. Sorry for the boob rant.
Sorry for the yawning.
But I get a lot of it. I've done a lot of it in the past. So nothing new to the channel.
No.
And Kaylee was like super tired this whole time.
I know.
And had like 7 words to say.
That's alright. You did a good job describing everything and how I feel.
Awesome. All right. Well, there is a Hills Have Eyes Part 3 Mind Ripper technically, but it's not really technically. I absolutely want to cover it. I do own the Blu-ray from Code Red. I've never seen it. So
Watch it.
we are absolutely going to watch it. We're even bored with ourselves at this point.
Yeah.
So we're going to check out. Look forward to that. And our next movie is Chiller, which we are about 30 minutes into.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
And the quality of the film is horrendous in all regards. The transfer that's on Roku TV, as well as the film itself, pure garbage so far.
Yep.
The worst film he's made so far.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Bye.